Let's talk about a condition called benign prostatic hyperplasia, or BPH. It happens when the part of your body that helps you pee, called the prostate, gets too big. This can make it hard to use the bathroom the way you want. With BPH, you might notice that when you pee, it doesn't come out as fast as it used to. Sometimes, even after you think you're done, a little bit more pee comes out. It can also feel like your bladder is not empty. But don't worry, we're going to explore a simple way to help, and we'll also find out why this problem happens in the first place. It's important to understand what's going on in your body. Now there's a drink you can have every day that might make your big prostate get smaller. But before we talk about that, let's learn why this problem starts. Many older men can have two common troubles: benign prostatic hyperplasia and, sometimes, something called prostate cancer. Let's discuss both of these issues. Sure. Let's imagine your prostate, a tiny gland right under your bladder. Think of it like a little donut, and there's a tiny straw called the urethra that goes through the middle. When you're young, this donut is small, but as you get older, it can get bigger. When it gets bigger, it squishes the little straw, making it tough for pee to get through. Sometimes it can even push on your bladder, making it feel like there's less room for pee. Now, having too much of a substance called estrogen can mess with how much pee your bladder can hold. Here's the deal. Both guys and girls have estrogen, and it actually comes from another thing called testosterone. Testosterone is something guys usually have more of. To turn testosterone into estrogen, you need a special helper called aromatase. Your testicles and your fat cells make this helper. But here's the surprise. You might think the problem is having too much testosterone, but that's not true. In reality, as guys get older, their testosterone levels drop and their estrogen levels go up. And guess what? Estrogen is like a hormone that tells things to grow bigger. Here's another interesting fact. The amount of estrogen in your prostate doesn't necessarily match the amount of estrogen in your blood, so checking the estrogen in your blood won't tell you how much is in your prostate. It's a bit more complicated than that. Estrogen also plays a part in boosting another hormone called prolactin, which can make your prostate get bigger. Now, there's a thing called FiTestogens, which are some natural stuff found in plants. They can act like estrogen, but not very strong, just a little. To put it simply, human estrogen is like a superhero compared to plant estrogen. Actually, plant estrogen is about 10,000 to 140,000 times weaker. That's why some people get confused when they hear about plants or herbs that might increase estrogen. The estrogen-like effects from them are really tiny. So you don't need to worry about getting too much estrogen by eating plant-based foods. When it comes to eating plant stuff with FiTestogens, you can find them in things like pumpkin seeds, saw palmetto, and certain types of soy. Just remember, if you're going for soy, it's best to choose organic because most soy is genetically changed. But here's the surprise. The solution I'm about to suggest for prostate issues isn't about these foods. It's something different. What we're going to talk about is slowing down that enzyme I mentioned earlier. Remember the one that helps testosterone become estrogen, called aromatase? Well, our goal is to naturally make that enzyme work slower. If we can do that, we'll make less estrogen, and hopefully, that will help make the prostate smaller. First, let's understand how this enzyme, the one we want to control, can increase. Sadly, it tends to go up as you get older. Also, having too much body fat can make it go up. That's why losing weight is really important. Insulin has a role to play too. I've talked about this before. If you're on a keto diet, that's good news because it helps slow down this enzyme by reducing insulin. That's why even people with diabetes or those on high-carb diets can have prostate issues. Now, there are a couple of things that can cause trouble. One of them is alcohol. It can make your body produce more estrogen. Whole grains, which are often seen as healthy, can also be an issue. And watch out for hormone replacement therapy and birth control pills. They can make that enzyme work faster, just like estrogen does. Now, let's talk about the most important part, how to slow down that enzyme. This is the main thing you should remember from this video. First, think about adding some special veggies to your everyday meals. These are the ones like kale, broccoli, cabbage, and arugula, which are called cruciferous vegetables. They can do something cool. They can make that enzyme work slower, helping you control the extra estrogen. Another good thing to add is white button mushrooms. Make sure to cook them though, because eating them raw won't do the trick. And don't worry about flaxseed. It won't make your estrogen go up, despite some concerns you might have heard. Here's another option, green tea. But the top recommendation is citrus peel, especially lemon peel. It turns out that lemon peel has some amazing stuff in it. It doesn't just slow down that aromatase enzyme. It's also good for your whole body, not just your prostate. Surprisingly, lemon peel has 5 times more good stuff than the juice itself. Here's an easy routine you can do anytime. Take a whole lemon and put it in a blender with a glass of water. Blend it until it's all smooth, which should take about 30 seconds. If you like it sweeter, you can add about 5 to 10 drops of liquid stevia, or you can put in half to 1 cup of blueberries, which are also good for your prostate. Blend it all together and you'll have a healthy shake. You can enjoy it with or without the blueberries. The important thing here is the lemon peel because it's really good at slowing down that aromatase thing. This helps you keep the right balance between having more or regular testosterone and less estrogen. Out of all the things you can do, these are the most important steps to take.